Hit record. And again, welcome everyone to our inaugural Cocktails and Conversation. This is our weekly get together with our partners. We invite you every week to get updates from us, as well as hear from some of our great, amazing movers and shakers in the community. So we're so excited today to have Miami Culinary Tours to do a special demonstration for us, as well as talk about some of our amazing neighborhoods. But before we jump into that, I did just want to share a few quick notes. One is, as I mentioned, as we were getting started, if you do want to use the chat to share your contact information, this is also a networking event. So I encourage you to share your info, how to contact you, and generate a little business from this experience together. You can also use the chat to send any questions. Grace will be doing a presentation, and she's going to be sharing lots of great information. But if you do have any questions that come up about what she's talking about, or the recipe, or how to do something right, feel free to throw it on the chat, and we will answer it at the right time, probably towards the end. But if it's about, am I squeezing my lime right, we might answer it right away. So feel free to use the chat for that. Again, this will be recorded, and I will share the link where you can find the recordings of all of these events in the chat once I let Grace take over. And also wanted to just remind everyone, we held our partner planning workshop just recently, week before last, and we were able to post all of those 12 different sessions recordings up on the website just last Monday, and so you can view all of those also on that same link that I'll be sharing. So if you weren't able to participate in any or perhaps all of them, there's some really great information that was shared, and also all the presentations that were presented during those recordings are separate attachments. So if there's something you wanted to click into and see, it'll be right there. I'm also going to be sharing a link to the recovery fund for the hospitality industry. We just got a reminder that there are some funds available through the FIU Chaplain School and Southern Wine and Spirits. They did a great fundraising campaign, and now those funds are available, and there's the details on how to get those funds if you're one of those folks who have been affected. Ooh, there's some heavy thunder here, so I apologize for that. I'll get to a couple other quick updates towards the end of the presentation just to wrap things up. But without further ado, thank you again to everyone involved in organizing this, and primarily Grace, our great partner at Miami Culinary Tours. She's worked with us on our Miami Spice Kickoff the last time we held it, and has been a longtime partner of the Bureau, providing great insights and experiences for visitors and locals alike. So Grace, thanks again for being here today, and we're so excited to have you. Let us learn how to make the best amazing drinks while also learning some good Miami heritage. Thanks again for being here.
Okay, well, thank you, Jill, and welcome everybody. I always do something when I conduct this cocktail. It's called Fun Cuban Cocktails with a Miami Insider. But I do what my mother taught me when I was a little girl. Grace, every time somebody comes into your house, the first thing to do is get them a drink and then introduce yourself and talk about this or that. But let me get you a drink first. And we're gonna start with a classic, authentic Cuba Libre. So give me a tall glass, 12-ounce glass, 12-ounce glass. So tall glass. And then let's grab the ice and give me ice all the way up to the top. So all the way up to the top. So the next step we're gonna do is where I want you to grab your lime. Hopefully you have a Persian lime. And by the way, Florida is one of the largest exporters of Persian limes in the world. We love our farmers in the Redland and in Homestead. So what we want into our Cuba Libre, straight into your glass, is half a lime, which is gonna give us 1 ounce, okay? So cut half a lime. If you brought a lemon squeezer, you're good to go. Otherwise, you're gonna have to squeeze in the lime inside of your glass. So we're gonna do 1 shot. 1 shot equals 1 ounce. So straight inside of your glass. So the lime will do the magic. You know, everybody had a rum and coke before, right? I mean, actually, do you know that 70 rums and cokes are consumed around the world every minute? But the Cuba Libre is a little bit different, makes that sweetness of the coke disappear a little bit. So we have 1 ounce of lime. Now let's grab our beautiful Bacardi Superior. This is the one that I use. I love this rum. It's perfect for that traditional Cuba Libre. And you know, we're very generous in Miami. As opposed to other cities, you're always gonna get 2 shots, okay? 2 ounces into your Cuba Libre. So give me 2 shots, 2 ounces right inside of your glass. 2 shots. Look, if you have amber, red, dark, gold rum, you can do it as well. I like my Cuba Libre with white rum. So now we have 2 ones, okay? So we have 1 shot, 1 ounce of lime, 2 shots of that beautiful white rum, and then we're gonna grab our Coca-Cola and we're gonna pour half a cup. So just give me half a cup of Coke into your glass. But this is not done yet. I want you to grab your lime and cut me a little lime wedge, just a little lime wedge. And then I want you to give it a little cut in the middle, okay? So we're gonna go around the rim of our Cuba Libre, around the rim, because the first thing that we want is to taste that tartness of the lime. It's going to then be released by the sweetness of the Coke. So let's go all the way around. And then, of course, a good cantinero in Miami. Cantineros are bartenders. You know, cantineros are more like folks that take their profession, their work as a profession, as a lifetime, okay? Lifetime progress of making drinks. A cantinero, one of my favorite cantineros in Miami is Julio Cabrera, by the way. So when you grab your lime wedge, we still have these. I want you to give it a couple, you know, drops into your glass and then drop it right inside of your Cuba Libre. And then we're going to grab our spoon. We never want to stir a Cuba Libre because we don't want to get rid of those bubbles. What we want to do is bring those layers from the bottom to the top, bottom to the top, okay? So never stir it, just bring it to the, you know, just mix them up and down. Of course, if you're doing a virtual happy hour, I love to finish my Cuba Libre with something like this. You know, if you have to show off and, you know, this is the final product. So Cuba Libre, and let's all take a sip and let's cheer por una Cuba Libre. Salud, everybody. Gosh, that lime really changes this drink, right? The Coke sort of goes away, and as you keep drinking it, then the rum will start doing its magic. So keep drinking your Cuba Libre, and I'll tell you a little bit about me, about Miami Culinary Tours, where I am right now. So I am at my office in Midtown Miami. And with me behind the camera, it's Paul, and then my dachshund, his name is Jack. But so I don't know if I said it already, but my name is Grace. And I'll tell you a little bit about what happened with the pandemic. So Miami Culinary Tours, when the pandemic hit, started offering online experiences. We were the first online experience approved by Airbnb in Miami. It was a really tough rehearsal. Among thousands, we were chosen. So we were very happy to jumpstart with that. We created about 8 online experiences. You can see them at our website at Miami Culinary Tours. You know, up to date, we have done about 120 of them. And what we've seen is that folks, mostly corporate groups, are interested not only on the drinks, but what to do in Miami and where to dine in Miami, Grace, and what hotels are, are in, do you recommend in South Beach, or what to do in Wynwood. So we prepare always after our class, at least for these folks, mentioning things that you could do in Miami. Of course, Design District, Coconut Grove, we include everything because Miami has so much to offer. I'm really happy to announce that this week, our Little Havana food tour was named the top 10 cultural experience in the world based on the reviews that we received on TripAdvisor. So that was a big accomplishment. It's 2020, but that really, my team and I were so happy to receive that. So finally, we're opening this Saturday, okay? We are reopening this Saturday. And, how do we reassure folks that, in-person experiences are safe? So Miami Culinary Tours is the first tour operator in Florida to pass the screening offered by Sansi, a national health and safety consulting firm serving tours and attractions. We achieved one of the highest scores given to date among hundreds of tours certified globally. Applicants are scored based on their ability to communicate new safety policy, rework the tour logistics to minimize risk, and commit to operational excellence. In addition, we also applied and received the Safe Travel Stamp for implementing health and hygiene protocols aligned with the World Travel and Tourism Council. Now, we not only do tours in Little Havana, in Wynwood, we also do Wynwood, South Beach, Coconut Grove, the Design District, because Miami has such huge diversity that we, little by little, throughout these 10 years, we started to feature cuisines from many different cultures, right? I mean, we have, from Caribbean, Cuban, Caribbean, little, Haiti, Dominican Republic, to Italians, Europeans, Russians, everything you can find in Miami. And that's what Miami Culinary Tours aims to portray in the culinary tours that we conduct. Anyway, enough of that. How's your Cuba Libre? Give me a thumbs up if you are enjoying it. Good. I'm a culinary person. I always have a story. I'm always very curious. How come this drink, got to my table? Well, the story goes, 1898, Spanish-American War. Cuba finally gains its independence from Spain. And now there was an army, an American army captain in La Habana, Cuba, and he went into a bar and he ordered Bacardi, Coca-Cola with a squeeze of lime. I don't know if he said it in English, Spanish. The story goes, everybody at the bar started asking like, what? What is this drink all about? And he raises his glass and he says, this drink is all about por una Cuba libre, for a free Cuba, 1898. Now, 1896, Miami got founded by a lady. Her name was Julia Tuttle. She came from Cleveland, Ohio to Miami because her father owned a lot of land. So 1896, Miami was founded. Now, let's gather all the ingredients to start making our mojito. So, of course, mojitos, everything actually starts with these. What is this?
Sugar cane.
Yes. Ali, you know how many times I get on these, online experiences? That's bamboo. I'm like, no! 9 out of 10 people beautifully, guess, oh, that's bamboo, Grace. No, that's sugar cane. So we know that We need sugar for our mojito. We need that lime, Persian lime. You know, we love our key limes, right? But they're very hard for farmers to pick because they have a lot of thorns. So Persian limes are, you know, our farmers' favorite. By the way, if you buy a Persian lime and it's super, super hard, put it 20 seconds in the microwave, it becomes a juice bomb. So we know that, you know, mojitos require also lime. They require soda water, and they require rum, and of course, they require the start of the drink, the mint. But a good mojito is all about how you prepare, how you treat the mint. You know, I've seen all sorts of mint doing these. You know, there's 600 types of mint. Chocolate mint, basil mint, orange mint. But in the US, most likely, you know, 99% I've seen spearmint, which is a great type of mint to do mojitos. Now, we know that sugarcane, we make, you know, if you extract the juice of the sugarcane, you get guarapo juice. Many of you know what guarapo juice is. But folks around the country and the world, they don't know. So if you go to Little Havana and every little window, you ask for guarapo juice, they will put the sugar cane through this machine that looks like from the 1920s. You get a big glass of guarapo juice. They put a little bit of ice. It tastes much like sweet melon, delicious. The best deal in town, 50 cents, try it. So we know that from sugarcane juice, we get sugar. And how does sugarcane get to America? Well, Christopher Columbus, late 1400s, he's going to India to get those beautiful spices, but he ends up in the Caribbean without not knowing. And he brings the sugarcane and the sugar, which was considered gold, most likely to trade the sugarcane for those spices. So give me a tall glass, another tall glass, just the one that you did for the Cuba Libre. Hopefully you already finished your Cuba Libre and you're getting ready to start the mojito. So we're gonna take a tall glass, most likely again, it's gonna be a 12-ounce glass. I don't get very fancy in asking, you know, highball glass or, you know, this. A tall glass will make up for a great mojito. But the one that I'm gonna show you requires time because everything that is good and homemade takes a little bit of more time. Instead of putting mixes all over, we're gonna make our own simple syrup. So I want you to grab your glass and then take a tablespoon. A tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons. So a big tablespoon of sugar straight into your glass. Straight into your glass. You know, white sugar is the best. I will say it dissolves faster and it doesn't add another layer of taste. So then we're gonna do the same as the Cuba Libre. Give me 1 ounce, 1 shot, half a lime, straight into your glass. Straight into your glass, squeeze every last drop. You know, I measure half a lime, half a Persian lime every time, and it's always 1 shot, 1 ounce. So we have the lime and we have the sugar, and now is when patience comes to us, because we're gonna take a spoon and we're going to mix, we're going to take our time and dissolve that sugar with the lime juice. We're gonna dissolve it. You know, you're gonna start telling that you're getting there once, you know, the liquid becomes a little bit thicker. By the way, mojitos are not bartenders' favorite drinks to make, okay? If there's a packed bar and you're like, hi, can I have a mojito? And they make the mojito from scratch, you're gonna be their, not their favorite person of the night, okay? It's not like putting together ingredients like many drinks. Mojitos done well require a little bit of time. I am covering a mojito criollo, okay, an authentic mojito. So mine is getting there. I don't see, you know, I no longer see the sugar crystals. And what worse than actually be drinking a mojito and then see that you have a ton of sugar at the bottom. We don't want that. So the next step that we're gonna do, and another thing that I see sometimes bartenders doing, which I don't recommend, is they put a lot of lime into the glass with the sugar, and then they crush the mint with the lime and the sugar. Well, guess what? The mint will release bitterness, you know, the bitterness taste, and it will taste a little bit grassy. What we want to do is we want to extract the aromatics, the essential oils of that of the mint. So just to give you a little bit of a guidance, okay? My mint is spearmint. The leaves are about an inch each. So if your mint is about an inch each, give me about 7. If they're smaller, give me a little bit more, okay? So my mint today, it's about an inch. So I'm going to put 7 of these mint leaves straight into your glass. Okay. When I smell this mint, it always transports me to South Beach. I don't know, lying on the beach, those beautiful palm trees, and then, you know, the ocean in the horizon. So we have the mint inside of our glass. If you don't have a muddler, a rolling pin will do. I'll show you a trick. If you don't have a muddler or rolling pin or anything else you can find, you're gonna have to grab your spoon and you're gonna have to press your mint towards the wall of your glass. Press it very hard. Try not to shred it, okay? But press it, press it. What we're doing is we're releasing the essential oils of the mint. I have a muddler. After so many classes, I got myself a nice muddler. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap the mint. We're gonna tap it. We're gonna try not to shred the mint. We don't want, when we're drinking a mojito, to end up with mint all over our teeth. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, or you're drinking it and now that straws, you know, nobody gives you a straw, you're like choking on mint. So when you press your mint, you muddle your mint, try to keep the leaves in a way that they don't shred, and it will release the oils to the lime and the sugar. And the way you're gonna tell it's done is when you smell it. And when you smell it and the lime just went away, it sort of took a second stage, that's when it's ready. Mine, I have to keep muddling a little bit more to get that essential oils, those oils from the mint without shredding it. I don't want the grassiness in my drink. I don't want the bitterness. It's done. Okay, so again, smell it. If mint took over, that's when you know it's done. The next step that we're gonna do is grab a cup of ice and give me ice all the way up to the top. All the way up to the top. And then we're gonna bring that beautiful rum as well. By the way, in Mexico, they call this mojito blanco. You put the same ingredients, but instead of rum, you do tequila. Try it. Next time you have tequila at home and you don't have rum, Mojito Blanco does the job and it does it beautiful. So again, I always tell folks, give me 2 shots of that white rum. You know, I notice this when I go to other cities, you know, New York, fancy bars, LA, San Francisco, and I see like a shot and a half on the mojitos. A 12-ounce glass calls for a 2-shot, okay? So then the ingredient that comes next is gonna be the soda water. If you have sparkling water, you're good to go. Because soda water, sparkling water, has mineral salt. So it goes beautiful, right? Because now we're thinking you have sugar, you have mint, the saltiness that adds the soda water to the drink. So give me half a cup into your mojito, half a cup, perfect. You're gonna grab, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna take just a little bit of a moment so that I know that everybody can grab, you know, it's catching up. So again, I have my mint that has been muddled to perfection, the sugar, the lime. So you see, when you dissolve, you do your own simple syrup with the sugar and the lime, then you're not going to crush that mint. And that's going to guarantee that the mojito will have that minty flavor without being overpowered by, you know, this grassy taste. I want you to now not mix it like that, but just bring the layers from the bottom to the top, bottom to the top. We like to do that because we want to keep those bubbles, right, from the soda water. Lovely. So there's one step that, you know, next time you go to a bar and you hear these, the bartender doing this, you're gonna be like, okay, they know what they're doing. A good cantinero bartender, a good cantinero will always slap the mint. So let me get this first. Grab a bouquet. This is a bouquet, right? You always get a bouquet at the end. You know, you have your stem and a few mint leaves. Basically, when you buy it at the supermarket, you get at least 2 or 3 bouquets. So what we're gonna do is, so choose one, a nice one, and then we're going to put it in the palm of our hand. You know, the first time I was at Ball and Chain, there was a cantinero called Humberto, which I loved. I loved Humberto, and Humberto did this, and I was like, this is the way that I actually learned it as well. So you put the, you know, bouquet on the palm of your hand, and we're gonna go ahead and slap it to release the aromatic. So 1, 2, 3, slap it, boom, and smell. Mint is a palate opener, and then we place, of course, that bouquet at the top of our mojito, and what we end up is with something like this. And let's all take a sip. Salud, everybody. It's like an adult lemonade. Many different types to make a mojito. This is a mojito criollo. Now, you know, if you have Angostura bitters at home, you know, I don't send these on the ingredients list. It's, you know, I think it's about $15. So, But if you're like into making drinks and you have it at home, couple drops of that Angostura bitters is always good. Actually, you can put it on the Cuba Libre as well. So Angostura bitters is something that if you love to do cocktails at home, get a bottle. It's the best investment that you can have. So you end up with a mojito that you can sip it. So when they do mojitos with a lot of mixers, the simple syrup has a lot of sugar, and guess what? The alcohol goes faster into your bloodstream and you get drunk faster, okay? But this mojito let you enjoy the time. Of course, you can always have 1 or 2 or 3, that doesn't matter. But at least you are able to enjoy the mint, the lime, and you can always adjust it. If you're too, minty for you or too limey for you, maybe some folks are, a little bit sensitive to that rum. I am never sensitive to rum, but you can always put a little bit of more of this or a little bit of less of that. But as long as you do the steps the way in the sequence that we did, you're guaranteed to have a good mojito to enjoy. Now, I always, what do we pair in Miami mojitos? Look, if you're in Miami and you go to a bar and you're like, hi, can I have my mojito? And then just give me some nachos. That's not what we do, okay? So if you're in Miami and enjoying a mojito, mojitos go a little bit better with something that Miamians, we love. What is this, everybody? We know that this is a plátano, okay? Plantains. You'll be surprised how many people don't know what a plantain is. My beautiful plátano turned from green to yellow and now is getting black. So what we pair a mojito is with mariquitas. So mariquitas, we slice the plantain when it's green and we get mariquitas, we munch on those beautiful mariquitas. And then every Miamian should have a tostonera. And a tostonera, you cut the green plantain into squares, you put the plantain there, you press the plantain like the old days, okay? And then you end up with a toston that you double fry it, sprinkle these with a little bit of lime, a little bit of salt, and this is something that you can actually eat while you're drinking your mojito, your Cuba Libre. Of course, there are other cultures like Colombians, they put shredded beef or shredded chicken. Cubans make them into a cup. Every Caribbean culture uses plantain in different ways. Another one that I love is when the plátano is completely black, then we get the maduros, okay? So maduros are also great. You get a couple maduros to go with the mojito. It's a really good pairing. Anybody familiar with what this is? Shuka. So shuka, we also in Miami can ask a mojito with shuka chips. So shuka, actually shuka is great, by the way. A lot of Caribbean cultures use shuka, manioc flour, gluten-free. Brazilians make a pão de queso. Colombians, they make this beautiful pan de bono. In Paraguay, they make chipa, widely used in many countries. So as you're drinking your mojito, I'm gonna show you a really easy recipe. This is what we do at my house, okay? When we invite folks, the first thing that we offer them is Cuba Libre, super easy to make. After 2 shots of rum on the Cuba Libre, we're still okay to make the ingredients for the mojito, we're okay to mix, we're okay to slap the mint, we're okay to muddle. But then after drinking the mojito, and I'll show you this recipe. I will also send this to Ali if you want these recipes, if you want to get these recipes. But I do a daiquiri that is very easy to make. Remember one thing, a daiquiri it's a mojito without the soda water and the mint. You can add other ingredients, but the basics are same as mojito, 1 ounce of that lime juice. Then we do 2 shots of that white rum. So 2 shots of the white rum. Of course, we're gonna do just like the mojito, that we added 1 spoon of sugar. I've seen folks adding Splenda on their Cuban drinks, which is good, it's not a problem. And then you can always add some type of juice. I have here mango, I love mango. So typically, I don't even measure these. I put about an ounce of mango. I grab the ice. You can always at home get creative with doing a shaker with anything. So we shake to shake, shake to shake. And then if you're like me, I have a collection of about 200 cocktail glasses. So something short, pretty. Martini glass works, any glass works, but something like this is beautiful to end your evening, your cocktail party. And so we end up at home with a nice daiquiri, which I have to learn how to pronounce, daiquiri. Paul always reminds me of that. So we finish always at home with a daiquiri. So Cuba Libre, mojito, daiquiri. How are we running on time, Ali?
We're doing just fine. We do have one question that came in, but if you wanted to go ahead and proceed with anything else for now.
Yeah, yes, if I have just a few more minutes, I want to show you, I want to explain a little bit the fascinating way that rum is made. And sometimes there's a misconception about these. So we know that from guarapo juice, when they cook it, actually guarapo juice, you know that caipirinha, that caipiroshka that Brazilians make, that's guarapo juice fermented. It's sugarcane wine. Of course, you know, it goes through a distillation that is more complex, but indigenous people actually used to have the sugarcane wine. If I will leave this outside with the yeast on the air, it will become alcoholic. So indigenous people, they used to use it as medicinal purposes. So we know that from the sugarcane to make rum, they cook it and they get molasses. With the molasses, they put yeast, different brands put different things, you know, a little bit of sugarcane juice, a little bit of water, but the basics is you get molasses. Then it goes through a process of distillation. And on the other side, what you get is pure white rum. You never get a gold, amber, red rum from the distillation process. It comes after, when they add wood chips, they store in wood barrels, they add, of course, spices, or they flavor it. But the basics of making rum always comes out transparent, white rum. And I have to say one thing, Bacardi. Think about Facundo Bacardi at the age of 16 years old. He goes to Cuba because Spain was like, no, you're not making rum in here. We're gonna defend our red wine. Go somewhere else to produce your rum. So Facundo Bacardi goes to Cuba and marries a very wealthy lady. Her father owned a lot of sugarcane plantations. And he's the one who comes up with distilling the process, the rum, with charcoal. It was quite innovative. So that, you know, we give it to Facundo Bacardi for bringing that to the world of rum. So.
Grace, you are fantastic. You are so entertaining and fun, and you didn't miss a beat. I mean, you really should just have, I mean, this is like your own show. This is the Grace Stella show. This is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We would have this question come in, so I know that you are ready to answer it, and I'm sure more than the person asking it would like to know. And the question is, Grace, how do you select those venues that you decide to highlight on your tours, and how can someone be considered for being on your tours?
I love that question because we have two types of tours. One that we run on a daily basis that are walking tours. So we have to select restaurants that are within that walking area, okay? We try not to make folks walk more than a mile, of course, with plenty of resting stops. You know, the selection is, we want to give them, depending on the neighborhood, a variety of different cultures, okay? So if folks come to Wynwood, they expect more of, you know, Miamian, contemporary, you know, talented chefs type of cuisine. Could be hole in the wall, could be, you know, white tablecloth restaurant, but that has more diversity. South Beach as well, Design District as well. In Little Havana is all about Cuban food. The way we select the places is we try the food and we see how it pairs on our menu, because we make between 5 to 7 food stops, little tastings on each stop to give them the diversity of the neighborhood. And then we have, you know, private corporate groups where we, you know, book like 50 to 150 folks. And then I always love when restaurants send me their, you know, group rates. I have a database of those. Our clients ask, hey, Grace, sometimes they want, you know, multicultural cuisine. Sometimes they want Caribbean. Sometimes they want modern Miamian. So what I do is I pull from my database of the restaurants that I've been working with, that I know them, that I tried the food, but I always love to have restaurants sending me their group rates, because I typically offer that to the client. And I said, okay, take a look at this restaurant. You might like this, you know, this type of food or this type of menu.
Awesome. Thanks, Grace. So I'm going to put on the chat how everyone can reach you. So it's info@miamiculinarytours.com. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. They can email me with any questions.
Awesome. And then secondary question came in, and I think you talked a little bit about the Bacardi rum selection, but how do you select the rums that you feature or work with?
I always loved Bacardi because when I first started my culinary tours 10 years ago, they were super supportive with me. Not financially, but by providing me a ton of education and a ton of bottles. Actually, there was a chef, Douglas Rodriguez, who was the first chef, the godfather of Nuevo Latino cuisine, gave me the first chance to go to his restaurant. And Bacardi knew about that and provided the rum for the cocktails. So I don't know, I grew a love for them, you know? And they taste amazing. They taste amazing.
They definitely are a very important Miami brand, and we certainly appreciate all the support they do to all of our great organizations. I know at the Arch Center, they were donating cases when I worked there for our events, so they've always been supportive, and we're grateful they're in our community. Any other questions for Grace today? If not, we'll let her go enjoy those drinks that she made. And I did share your information. I do have a few quick notes I'm going to share. So I'm going to take you off a spotlight real quick, but you still have time for a few more questions here. Let's see. Can Grace repeat when she'll reopen? Okay, Grace, when are you going to reopen?
So August 22nd, this Saturday, we have our first fully booked tour. So we are happy that August 22nd, this Saturday, is when we reopen.
And is it going to be neighborhood by neighborhood that you'll resume, or is it just based on bookings, or?
It's all the neighborhoods are open. So some, one of the things that we're now providing, it's both public tours with no more than 10 people, and then private tours, which we started to do that now for small groups, bookable directly on the website. So we've been seeing that, folks that are 1-2 people don't want to go into the public tour. So they will spend a little bit more, but they will have their own guide for themselves.
That's fantastic. Wow. And this weekend, that is so exciting to hear things starting to just resume. And again, we're so grateful for your partnership and the great work you do in the neighborhoods and bring the businesses into our great different parts of Miami. All right, so thanks again, Grace. You can reach her at info@miamiculinarytours.com. I'm going to give a few quick updates on some opportunities for a few of our categories of partners, and then we'll wrap up, and you all can go and enjoy those drinks if you're not already. Mm-hmm. Just as a reminder, we do have a wedding section that we recently enhanced on our website. We've been hearing a lot of new, a surge basically in wedding bookings in Miami. So we're trying to capture that business even better than before. And so you'll see a new how to plan your Miami wedding section outlined on miamibeaches.com. And we have already asked partners to include their special offers, but there's no deadline really. We did set a deadline initially, but that was just to get some offers up. But we are perpetually going to be adding those. So if you're a venue, a restaurant, a hotel, of course, anyone that provides any sort of service, whether it's AV, security, anything at all, you can have a special offer there. It's free. Just add it through the partner extranet, gmcbbextranet.com will get you there. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can shoot a note to me or anyone else on the partnership team, and we can help you get into the extranet and get that added. And then we also just recently, I think it was just this morning or yesterday, sent out a work and learn from home promotion solicitation. So if you didn't see that and have specifically more for the hotels, some of you have seen these campaigns from other markets or other destinations or even hotel brands already kind of encouraging people that since you're doing work from home and school from home, why not do it from a beautiful hotel, ocean view, or just get out of your regular space and get out and do a little staycation and work and do school from the hotel packages. So it's called Work and Learn Remote Hotel Packages that we're collecting for, and those will be featured in some of our upcoming campaigns. So that said, we are busily working on our end on getting our plans together for next fiscal year, which starts October 1st. And we are just so grateful for all of you for your continued partnership, but you know we're here to help you in any way we can. So if I or anyone on our team can be of service or provide you information or additional help, just reach out. We are here for you. And we will be doing this event again next Wednesday from 10 to 11. Still pending 100% confirmation, so I'm not going to announce who the guest is, but if it falls through, I have a backup. So we will be seeing y'all next week from 10 to 11. Let me again just thank Grace so much for her amazing hosting of our event today. So I'm going to I'm going to just invite everyone to unmute yourself. Siri, you want to get your camera ready? I'm just going to ask everyone to, if they want to turn on their camera, we'll take a quick picture of us all for our, we're going to start posting more of these pictures on some of our social channels of our events. So if you want to take a quick minute, Siri, let me know when you're ready, fix your hair, yeah. And we'll take a quick shot and then we'll fix your hair, Carlos. And, it's an inside joke, sorry. And thank you all again for coming. We'll give a little wave, wish everyone a happy hump day. And we'll look forward to seeing you all next week. Got the picture, Syria? Okay, I'll try doing a screenshot too. Thanks everybody for joining. And again, thank you, Grace. You did a great job. Thanks everybody.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye everybody. Have a great evening.
Bye-bye, folks. Thank you.